The pig farmer's secret was so shocking, it would shake the entire community to its core. Enter Lorraine Murphy, an ambitious freelance journalist with a nose for a good story. On a night of poignant farewells at a beloved Vancouver jazz bar, she found herself drawn to an odd character. A man with scruffy ginger hair, a pricey camera, and an air of intrigue about him. His name was Willie, a pig farmer with a penchant for photography. Lorraine saw opportunity in Willie, a chance to add a unique element to her story about the closing of the iconic jazz bar. But as she observed him, she couldn't help but notice the frosty reception he received from others. People would literally turn away as he approached, a clear indication that there was something off about this man. Yet, Lorraine, driven by her pursuit of a captivating story, waved him over. She wanted his photos, and in exchange, Willie wanted her company. He invited her to his farm, promising a barbecue and a chance to view more of his work. Lorraine, not one to throw caution to the wind, agreed to meet him at a later date, taking his number rather than giving hers. Little did Lorraine know, this was only the beginning of a chilling journey. It was a warning that Lorraine would never forget. The air in the cafe seemed to shift as two strangers approached her table. The first, a mysterious figure, sat down uninvited, his gaze heavy with concern. "Willie's not taking you home, is he?" he asked, his voice a low murmur. Lorraine, taken aback, replied in the negative. "Why?" she asked. He looked at her with a solemn expression before uttering, "Because not everyone's nice." With that, he rose and disappeared into the crowd, never to be seen again. The second man, a young hippie with a shock of curly hair, lingered. He looked like he could be a roadie, but there was something about him, a certain gravity, that suggested he might be an undercover cop. He offered more than just a cryptic warning, specifics, details that seemed oddly out of place in a casual conversation. "Willie's car," he said. "The passenger door doesn't have a handle on the inside." A shiver ran down Lorraine's spine. The detail was chilling, the implication clear. This wasn't just about a faulty car door. It was a warning, a red flag. Yet despite the unsettling revelations, Lorraine was undeterred. She was a journalist after all. This was her story, and she was going to see it through. The man, having delivered his message, got up to leave, but not before he dropped a name, a full name: Robert Willie Picton. Lorraine jotted it down, her mind buzzing with questions. Who was he really? And why were these men warning her about him? Despite the warnings, Lorraine was determined to get her story. The meeting was set, but the anticipation was high. Lorraine found herself walking into another cafe, this time not for a closing event, but for a rendezvous with the ginger-haired man named Willie. He was already there waiting for her. She was taken aback by his transformation. Gone was the scruffy man from the jazz bar, replaced by a figure clad in impeccable attire. He had dressed up for their meeting, a fact that both surprised and amused Lorraine. "It seemed he considered our meeting as more of a date than a business transaction," she later recalled. But beneath the well-groomed facade, something was off. There was an odor, a peculiar scent that clung to Willie. It wasn't the familiar stench of a pig farm, a smell she could identify. No, this was different, unsettling. It was as if she was inhaling the scent of decayed metal. It was a smell she had never encountered before, and one she would never forget. Despite the peculiarities, Lorraine kept her focus on the task at hand. She was there for the photographs, the potential key to her first journalistic breakthrough. They talked, they laughed, and they went over his work. Yet, throughout the entire encounter, Lorraine couldn't ignore the nagging sensation that something was amiss. She left that meeting with her journalistic mission accomplished, but also with a sense of unease that she couldn't quite put her finger on. Later, when she remembered that day, she found herself reflecting on the strange odor, the overdone attire, and the eerie feeling she had around him. It was as if every detail was a piece of a puzzle she was just beginning to put together. Lorraine couldn't shake off the strange feeling she had about Willie. And as she would soon discover, her instincts were far from wrong. The truth was far more horrifying than Lorraine could have ever imagined. As time unfolded, the mystery surrounding Willie, the pig farmer with a peculiar smell, began to unravel in the most shocking of ways. Willie, full name Robert Willie Picton, was not just an ordinary pig farmer, but a man of gruesome deeds. A man whose name would later be synonymous with one of the most chilling chapters in Canada's crime history. Lorraine learned to her horror that Willie had been using his farm not just to rear pigs, but to conceal his dark secret. He was feeding his pigs with human remains. Yes, you heard that right. Willie was a serial killer, and his unsuspecting pigs were the accomplices to his heinous crimes, unknowingly devouring the evidence. The man she had shared a table with, the man whose photos she had hoped would be the ticket to her first published article, was a monster hiding in plain sight. This revelation sent shockwaves through Lorraine. It was like a jigsaw puzzle coming together, but the picture it formed was one of horror and disbelief. The frosty reception Willie received at the cafe, the cryptic warning from the strangers, his peculiar odor, all these pieces fell into place, painting a chilling portrait of the man she had narrowly escaped from. The impact of this revelation was profound. It forever altered her perspective on that innocent encounter at the jazz bar. What she once saw as a chance meeting with a potential source now loomed in her memory as a brush with a cold-blooded killer. Lorraine was left grappling with the terrifying reality of how close she had come to becoming another victim, another meal for Willie's pigs. She was left to reconcile her ambition for a compelling story with the horrifying truth that she had stumbled upon. This shocking discovery also instilled in her an acute sense of vigilance, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of the most mundane encounters. It was a chilling wake-up call, a stark reminder of the dangerous lengths some will go to hide their ghastly secrets. In the end, Lorraine's pursuit of a story led her not to the pages of a newspaper, but to a dark reality far beyond what she could have ever imagined. It was a journey that took her from the bustling energy of a jazz bar to the horrifying silence of a pig farm, a journey that, unbeknownst to her, brought her face to face with a monster. Lorraine's pursuit of a story led her to uncover a horrifying secret that would forever change her life.